This is the Mekong River Basin in Cambodia. Looking around, the river is wide and the banks are green, which looks peaceful and beautiful. But in this seemingly peaceful nature, there are actually many dangers. The forest is inhabited by various poisonous snakes, insects, and even beasts that people fear, and there are some unfriendly underwater residents in the river that can scare outsiders. Although the environment has created some hardships for life, many people have always lived on both sides of this land. In the past few decades, because a river separated the two places, the people of the two places could only rely on small boats to travel. But once the rainy season comes, the water becomes turbulent and the boats can easily capsize, which is extremely dangerous. But now all this is being completely changed because China invested $200 million to help them build a super bridge here. It is called Cambodia's longest bridge. After 2.5 years of construction, the main bridge project has now been completed by about 96%. Soon, this bridge will make people travel safer and more convenient and drive the economic development of the surrounding areas. Because in the future it will connect Laos, Vietnam, and Thailand, forming an important transportation hub. In today's video, we will talk about what changes will this bridge bring to Cambodia? Why is China willing to invest in building such a bridge? What strategic considerations are behind it? If you like our video content, please click to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can receive all our latest video content. Now, let's get into today's topic. There is a city in the northeast of Cambodia called Kratie Province. It is built on the Mekong River. Ecology and water transportation are the two major features of this city. In addition to tourism resources, Kratie also has a key port, Kratie Port. It is connected to Phnom Penh Port through the Mekong River system, and the cargo volume of Phnom Penh Port accounts for a quarter of the country. Kratie Port is responsible for the centralized processing and transshipment of a large number of agricultural products every day and is the main force of water transportation in the province. In 2023, the cargo throughput here accounted for more than 60% of the entire province's water transportation. A large amount of goods, especially agricultural products, are also transported from the central and western regions across the river every day. We all know that agriculture is the pillar industry of Cambodia. In the central and western regions, there are more than 80,000 square kilometers of plains with fertile land and sufficient water resources. The Mekong River provides more than 65 billion cubic meters of water every year. In recent years, the government has also promoted agricultural modernization, such as launching the million-ton rice export plan to encourage farmers to use new technologies and build rice mills to increase overall production. But the problem is also obvious. The Mekong River has become an obstacle to the development of both sides. If you only rely on roads to bypass, the cost is high and the efficiency is low. Therefore, it is very inconvenient for both tourists to travel and goods transportation. But many years ago, Cambodia had long wanted to build a bridge here, but no one was willing to invest. Because the project here is difficult and the return on investment is slow, many countries have given up after seeing it. Just when Cambodia was at a loss, someone suggested that it would be better to try China. In 2022, the Cambodian government asked China for help in building a bridge. After negotiations between the two sides, a company in Shanghai, China decided to take over this large project. According to the information I have read, this super bridge is called Kratie Mekong River Bridge, with a total length of more than 1,700 meters, a bridge deck width of 13.5 meters, and a total investment of up to $200 million. But the money is not all used to build a bridge, but to complete a branch line of a bridge and connecting highway, with a total length of 33.5 kilometers. The entire project was officially started in January 2023 and is expected to be completed in September 2025. The starting point of the bridge is located at Highway 7 in Kratie City, Kratie Province, Cambodia, and the endpoint is connected to the planned National Highway 60B. In the future, it will also connect Laos, Vietnam, and Thailand, forming an important transportation hub. So why is China willing to provide funds to build such a bridge, and what strategic considerations are behind it? In fact, developing countries like Cambodia, although they have great demand for infrastructure, often find it difficult to complete large-scale construction projects independently due to their limited economic strength. Therefore, they generally hope to promote development by introducing external investment. By the end of 2024, Cambodia's total public debt will be between $12 billion and $12.3 billion, of which foreign debt account for nearly 99%, about $11.9 billion to $12 billion. This debt structure also shows that they prefer to exchange resources for support for infrastructure construction in international cooperation. From China's perspective, it has long attached great importance to the Southeast Asian market, hoping to further expand regional influence and enhance economic and trade ties through infrastructure investment and other means. Such a country with rich resources and strong willingness to cooperate is of great strategic value to China. Moreover, Cambodia's own resource reserves are indeed not to be underestimated, especially iron ore. Among them, the Pyeongtaek and Beningdak belts are the main production areas, with a total reserve of about 7 million tons, a higher grade, and an iron content of between 51% and 56%. At the same time, China's demand for iron ore is also very strong. In 2024 alone, China's iron ore imports reached about 1.237 billion tons, a year-on-year increase of 4.9%, a record high, accounting for about 72% of the world's total iron ore imports. Therefore, this time China agreed to help Cambodia build this bridge. A big reason is because of mineral resources. However, it is not a simple matter to successfully build this bridge. As far as I know, the Mekong River is a river with a large flow and complex terrain. It is conceivable how difficult it is to build a bridge here. However, China's construction team has always been known for overcoming difficulties. Even in the face of complex environments and difficult construction challenges, it still steadily advances. After all, China's infrastructure projects completed around the world have turned impossible into reality many times. After 3 consecutive days and nights of technical discussions, they decided to modify the existing crane ship to achieve the precise sinking of underwater steel casings. This improvement effectively solved the problem of limited overseas construction resources and relatively backward equipment technology. In addition to underwater construction, the structural stability of the bridge itself is also crucial. For a bridge like this that is more than 1,700 meters long, it is natural to set up multiple piers in the middle to support the bridge structure. If the design is unreasonable, even if a transport truck weighing 30,000 tons passes frequently, it may cause irreversible damage to the bridge in the long run. In order to ensure the load-bearing capacity and long-term stability of the bridge, China sent several Kunlun transport and erection integrated machines to participate in the construction. This 1,000-ton heavy equipment can not only transport bridge modules, but also accurately complete installation. It is equipped with 88 wheels to support the bridge box and has the ability to build cross-river and cross-sea bridges in complex terrain. The maximum single load can reach 1,000 tons. The maximum length of the installed bridge section is 40 meters, and it is compatible with common spans of 24 meters, 32 meters, etc. In order to achieve the overall continuity of the bridge, the engineering team adopted a design scheme of variable cross-section pre-stressed concrete continuous rigid frame combination system. In terms of the lower structure of the bridge, the main pier adopts a box pier body, while the side pier is a solid pier body. The approach bridge uses prefabricated T-beams with 2 spans of 30 meters and 50 meters, of which a single 30-meter beam weighs about 70 tons and a 50-meter beam weighs about 90 tons. All prefabricated components are hoisted to the completed lower structure by a bridge erection machine, eventually forming a continuous or simply supported structural system. In terms of technical details, the Chinese team also introduced an automatic punching device to improve the traditional impact drilling system. improve the stability of underwater piling, and increase construction efficiency by more than 20%. In addition, in order to improve the accuracy of the steel structure of the bridge pile, a fully automatic CNC steel cage wire winding machine was also used to effectively improve the quality of the finished products of the foundation components. Throughout the construction process, Chinese engineers also strictly controlled key processes. For example, the anchoring system used to fix the position of the hanging basket ensures that the hanging basket remains stable during movement and can withstand the dual pressure of the bridge body and construction load. The cantilever casting method was used in the middle of the bridge, that is, setting up working platforms on both sides of the piers or arch seats, symmetrically or asymmetrically casting concrete in sections, and finally achieving millimeter-level joint accuracy to ensure the integration of the bridge structure and seamless fit. It can be said that every detail from design to construction reflects the professional strength and superb technology of the Chinese engineering team. As of July 2025, the super bridge has been successfully closed, and the construction progress of the main structure of the bridge has been completed by about 96%. In addition to the Mekong River Bridge in Krabi, which is under construction, China has also undertaken a super project in Cambodia, the Dekong-Funan Canal. As far as I know, the entire canal is 180 kilometers long. The river width reaches 100 meters. The water depth is 5.4 meters, and after completion, it can accommodate ships with a displacement of up to 3,000 tons. The total planned construction period of the project is 4 years, and it is expected to be fully completed in 2028 with a total investment of $1.7 billion. As the largest canal project in Cambodia, it will directly open up the waterway from Phnom Penh, the capital of Cambodia, to the sea, freeing Cambodia from its high dependence on Vietnamese ports. According to official forecasts, the canal will reduce Cambodia's shipping volume through Vietnam by 70%, bringing the country $88 million in transportation revenue each year, and by 2050, this figure is expected to climb to $570 million. Cambodia's shipping costs will be reduced by 1/3 because it no longer has to pay tolls to the Vietnamese. In other words, the construction of the Dekong-Funan Canal has given Cambodia a truly stable and efficient sea access channel of its own. In fact, over the past decade, China has been steadily advancing its strategic layout in Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia is located at the intersection of Asia, Australia, the Pacific Ocean, and the Indian Ocean, and its geographical location is extremely important. Mastering this region means that the passage from China to Australia has become more convenient, and it has further expanded China's influence in regional affairs. More importantly, 3 of the world's 16 most important sea routes are currently under China's effective control, which has significantly enhanced China's voice in the Pacific region. Especially for export-oriented economies such as Japan and South Korea, this Pacific Western Gate, controlled by China, is almost directly related to their import and export lifeline. Therefore, these countries' dependence on regional trade is actually highly concentrated on China. Of course, this change in the situation does not make Western countries feel at ease. Whenever China and Southeast Asian countries engage in major cooperation, the West always jumps out to intervene or exert pressure, trying to weaken China's influence in the region. However, from the actual effect, this interference has not produced much effect. Take Malaysia as an example. China and Malaysia reached a deepening cooperation agreement in many fields in 2025, covering artificial intelligence, intellectual property protection, agricultural product exports, mutual visa exemption, giant panda protection, and railway infrastructure. These cooperations also once again show that most countries in the region are more willing to engage in mutually beneficial and win-win cooperation with China, rather than being swayed by external forces. To not miss out on our future projects and news updates, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. We will continue to provide you with more exciting and interesting content.